If I told you that after the most recent title update, there was a change to an ability that nobody was using at the most competitive levels of Madden, and now it's actually really, really good, would you believe me? What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about an ability that got a stealth buff underneath the hood of the most recent title update, and that ability is the inside stuff. Now, you guys know that in Madden 21, the inside stuff was actually an ability that was incredibly overpowered. It was so good if you used 2 or sometimes even 3 of them on your defensive line because your opponent really could not run the ball out of the shotgun. And it was basically an ability that up until the most recent title update was just something that you could use to counter the inside zone. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take you to the practice field and I'm going to show you guys 2 inside stuffs, which this is actually part of the defense that I run, which is the nickel 245. You can get my nickel 245 game plan, which is basically the match quarters game plan on my strategy website, Gridiron Game Plans. But I'm going to show you the run stopping component of this defense right here in today's video on YouTube. So if you guys are liking this video, make sure you guys take the time to hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. We just crossed 10,000 subs this past week, and I want to give this to you guys as a thank you for all the support here on the channel. But let's go ahead and talk about the inside stuff. This obviously was an ability that a lot of players kind of glossed over early in the year. The logic that a lot of players used is that because it didn't blow a hole in the line, it really wasn't as effective as it was on current gen in Madden 21, which is partially true, but there are levels to how the inside stuff works. So for instance, if you take a look at this defensive line, we've got this one technique for this nose tackle that's shaded into the left A gap. Here on the basically the run side, this is an inside zone to the left. And then you've got this backside 3 technique, which is basically going to be so far out of the play that it really doesn't make a play either. Now, the inside stuff, if you use 2 of them, is good because these players will split double teams. They will blow up single team blocks or one-on-one block to get into the backfield. But sometimes inside zone can still be run and you can still pick up positive yards. Right there, it looked like it didn't work, but we only picked up about a yard at the most on that. And if I continue to run this here, you'll see that the inside stuff basically lights up pretty consistently, but sometimes the players light up and their animation doesn't take them into the running back. So this is the pro tip around the inside stuff. The inside stuff requires you to crash towards the side of the run. So something that is really, really easy to know about this is if you know an inside zone is coming, you crash your defensive line to the left. Now this is going to send both of our defensive tackles to the left side, and their shed animation will basically take them into the inside zone. And of course, you're still going to be usering with your line or with your linebacker to try to make these plays. But you see how they blow up and go straight into the play. And obviously I missed my lane there. One of the things that is really underrated about the inside stuff that a lot of players don't talk about, especially at a competitive level, is that even if your defensive linemen aren't making the play, the giant hole that they blow into the line.
That's what she said.
Michael, please.
There he is.
Please.
Mwah!
There he is. Come on.
Allows you to gap shoot so easily. I mean, so you look right here, I'm trying to take the handoff on one controller with one hand, and I'm trying to control my linebacker with just the left stick on the other controller, and I missed my lane. But you can tell just how easily you can use this ability to open up gap shoots for yourself. I don't think people really understand how good inside stuff truly is from that standpoint alone. A lot of players just kind of expect the inside stuff to mean one-man defensive run stopping ability. So the only player that's going to stop the inside zone is the guy with the ability. But the truth is, when you run this particular play, if you know an inside zone is coming and you crash to the side of the inside zone, this is absolutely a free opportunity to shoot the gap, or the guy's just going to plug the lane for you.
That's what she said.
Very, very easily. And you don't necessarily have to shoot from that angle that everyone runs from the corner in 2-4-5 odd, they kind of like stand outside the defensive end and fly in diagonally. You could honestly just kind of stand right here with this, crash your defensive line to the left side. Sometimes you have to crash your defensive line twice. That's something that's kind of important to know. Like first time defensive line crashes don't register. I'm pretty sure that was the case in our last example. But if I were to go ahead and run this here, you're going to see that you should be able to kind of just shoot through. You see how it just kind of lets you in, let you come through. And the various D-line crashes are really, really important. Now, if you really know that the inside zone is coming, they're going to run the ball to the left, you can shift your line and then maybe crash your defensive line inside or down to kind of help open up some lanes. And you see how that changes things. And they really can't run into anything. There's no cutback lane. If you guys are enjoying this free YouTube content, I would strongly urge you to go over to my strategy website. GridironGamePlans.gg is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault Update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active, and access to our Discord server, where every single Wednesday, we have a live lab session covering the week's Vault content and any questions you guys have about Madden. So make sure you guys head over to GridironGamePlans.gg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website. So obviously understanding that inside stuff isn't just set it and forget it. You kind of need to understand like what you're crashing to. Crashing your defensive line changes your run fits, just for the record as well. I know that's basically hard to tell here, but here's our stock run fits. And if you take a look at all the responsibilities that are in the run fit on an inside zone to the left, you guys will see that I'm basically responsible for the left B gap with Darius Leonard here. But if I crash my defensive line and have those guys stunted and you bring it up, now all of a sudden I'm responsible for the left A gap. So you see how things change based off of how your defensive line crashes. A lot of players don't really realize that run defense is about what your run assignment truly is. Everybody has a coverage assignment, which mine is a quarter flat if it's a pass play. But if it's a run to the left, my responsibility with this defensive line crash is actually to play the left A gap. If I'm crashing down with my defensive line, my assignment is still the left A gap, but I'm going to be playing, into this area, as you can kind of tell. So it's really, really important. You see that I moved and it refreshed the angle, but obviously there's a lot of visual bugs with assignments and stuff on defense. But and then you also have the run fit to the right. So meaning if there's a run fit to the right, I'm actually responsible for containing and getting outside. So this is how a lot of people don't understand why buck sweeps and things like that from this formation get outside. Well, you're the one that's responsible for setting that edge. So if you're shooting the middle, that's why they're getting outside so easily. So to check your run fits, all you have to do is hold the left trigger or L2. And then for the runs to the left, X, and for the runs to the right, B. So you're just holding the left trigger and tapping X or B to show your run fits. So that will help you with understanding how your inside zone is going to shoot and obviously where you need to be. So right here, I need to be in the left B gap on an inside zone. So this ball snapped and you see that my responsibility goes over there and he broke a tackle or whatever, but you see that the abilities are really setting the tempo. Now, a lot of players say that it's not worth it to run the inside stuff ability because it only stops the inside zone. This is where the most recent title update from November the 4th really takes shape and starts to show that this ability is now really good. And it's probably a must-have, not only just a must-have, but it's probably a must-have ×2. So you definitely need 2 of these guys. And I've been running 2 of these basically since last year. I think it's the best run configuration. It allows players that just spam inside zone to really struggle. In fact, I played a game earlier this week online on my Twitch stream where I only had 1 of them and my opponent ran inside zone all game long. And this was before the change that I'm about to share with you right now. But as soon as I went back to 2 of them, inside zone defense was infinitely better. Now, the reason a lot of players say you can't run inside stuff is that the most popular playbook in the game is Seattle. And Seattle, the most popular formation is bunch. And with the most popular formation in the game being bunch, you often see 2 main runs, either the halfback base, which is clearly not an inside zone, or you see the read option. And the read option is a way that a lot of players run inside zone to get away from the inside stuff. That is until the most recent title update. So One thing that you'll definitely notice here now with read options is that I can go ahead and hit option quarterback here on defense. The inside stuff ability actually now will start to play against the inside zone as well. So now when you run this, you're going to see both those guys light up, and you see how they're able to kind of dispatch their blocker and get into the backfield. So this is also something that is now an added benefit of this, is that they actually do stop the read option as well. But we're not done. There's more to that. Now, I will say here, let's go ahead and take a look at the halfback base, as that is a very, very popular play. This is actually lighting up against a variety of different runs. So you see here with the halfback base, it's lighting up on that as well now. So people aren't just going to be able to run base and read option to get away from you with this. This is actually lighting up against every single run that you could possibly run to the inside. It used to be just viewed as an inside zone counter. Now it's literally an inside run counter. So read options are inside zone blocking schemes. Halfback base, believe it or not, is an inside power run. And we're not done. We're not done. Every single run you could think of that hits inside, we're basically starting to see this ability light up on it. So I'm going to show you an RPO trap right here. So normally a lot of players run 0-1 traps to get away from inside stuff as well. If I run this RPO, you see how they both light up. Both of them, the guy that got trapped lit up, the guy that was, in the regular away from the run side was lighting up. Both of these players got their instant win animations to really plug up the 0-1 trap. I mean, you see just how quickly these guys were able to swarm and hold this to no gain. Now, again, if we go back to the start of the video, or kind of in the middle of the video, I talked about that buck sweep run that a lot of players run. This is actually more so considered an outside run, but let's go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. So, if we're loading up against the inside zone to the left and they go to that buck sweep, obviously I showed you that my run fit is the right B gap, right? Or, depending on what your alignment is, it might change a little bit, but you see right here, I'm still the right B gap. With this buck sweep, they don't light up because that's considered an outside run. So they're not going to get the outside or the inside stuff shed animation for that. So those sweeps are outside runs. So the inside stuff is really now going to activate on inside zones, powers, and we're not done. We're not done, believe it or not. So let's go ahead and kind of show you guys the final run that I think it's important for you guys to understand, which is goal line fullback dive. This also is lighting up now on fullback dive runs. Now, is it amazing? Yeah, it's pretty good because it at least holds the line, right? A lot of players, obviously try to run their fullback dives, and this makes it tough. It definitely makes it tough. So if you practice your crashes and your things like that, you might find that you're able to kind of shoot in, you see right here how this is really, kind of plugging the lanes. Again, it doesn't guarantee a tackle for loss, but it's enough to scare people, right? A lot of players see that you've got these double inside stuffs, and that could be enough to really be a deterrent. I mean, you see right there, I mean, we shed right into Belor as he took that handoff, and it's lighting up. So a lot of players aren't going to want to play the guessing game of whether or not the inside stuff is going to blow them up. So the presence of those abilities, plus the fact that it now lights up on any inside run in Madden 22 is so incredibly valuable. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I thought about putting this on Gridiron game plans as a vault tip, but honestly, like I said, you guys have been killing it with the support here this year. 10,000 subscribers we just hit this week. Thank you so much to all of you guys. I hope this video helps you guys out. If you guys want the pass coverage that goes behind this amazing setup for the 245 normal to stop the run now after this title update, go to gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website. That's going to give you access to my entire defense. That's going to give you access to 7 total game plans on both sides of the ball and those weekly vault tips, plus Discord access. We have our live lab sessions every single Wednesday in the Gridiron Game Plans members Discord. So hopefully I'll see you guys in there. If not, we'll see you guys right back here with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.
Mom?
My mother's coming.
That's what she said.